Hello, welcome back to BSLIVE. In this episode, I want to do a little bit of improvisation using SVerchok nodes, animation nodes, and maybe cycles nodes. So yeah, let's get started. So basically the idea is, for example, if you are asked to make random stones using Blender, you can do it very quickly, actually, maybe starting with a box, and then you can use randomize vertices, and you can create an output, and you get a box that's slightly randomized. So that's not very exciting, but you can make a bunch of them. Let's make it like, okay, 4x4, 16. They are not very random, so we can actually do a little bit more with this. We can use subdivide. Okay, subdivide nodes might be a little bit heavy, but let's try. We need to plug in the edges and the faces, and the output can go there. Okay, so we can see our cube is slightly subdivided. We can smooth it. We can apply fractal, and we can randomize the shape. So that's kind of interesting, exciting, but we need to, maybe we want to randomize each and every stone. So we can use range integer count 16. We have 16. Plug this into the seed. So every box with random now have different shapes and slightly different size. And there you go. We have 16 random stones. Let's save this very quickly. Random idea stones. Always save your blend. Okay, now we are kind of done with this. We can turn off live. So this guy is it's not baked yet. SVerchok can still control it if you like. But we can now move to animation nodes and start animating them. Okay, so let's jump into animation nodes. Animation nodes, let's use collections. So let's save these stones first. Hit M, save it into new collection, call it stones. And inside animation nodes, we can easily use collection info, get the stones, and then we can animate it. Animation nodes is it's using a lot of processing power, so I'm just gonna turn off real time. So it's only gonna update if I change the frame, but that's okay. So let's animate our objects. We can do it this way, and we can use the easiest one is, of course, my favorite, vector wiggle. So we have 16. We know we have 16 objects, so we need multiple vector wiggle. Turn this on. 16. Evolution is actually the frame number, and the objects goes in there. Okay, now we can see all our 16 stones goes into one place because of this object transform input. But if we plug these multiple vectors into the locations, now we have floating stones, and they're all a bit random. Okay, so that's really pretty much it. Oh, actually, I forgot one thing. Material. Assign a material. So I give a single material, stone. A single material, if you assign it only to a single stone, only one stone will get the material. But normally, you select a bunch of objects, right? And only the last active one get the material. But normally the trick is to use Control L, give material. Okay, so that's easy enough. Now we're gonna move to shader editor. So this is also nodes, and of course we got we can use this trick, random trick, to use ramp, and the color ramp we can use random as well. So I like working with nodes because we can do this very quickly. I mean, not every ideas needs not everything can be done this fast, but at least for now this is actually possible. So we have the animations, we have random colorful stone, we can give it a bit of metallic color and roughness. They're not smooth out, so you can right click shade smooth. Oh, interesting. Okay, maybe we need to have some light. Oh yeah, that's interesting. Is it because they don't have That's very interesting. Maybe because the output from SVerchok needs to have this guy here, over here. You need to enable smooth shade and calculate normals. This guy doesn't have normals, that's why you get black color. So let's try again. So now they're good. Now with animation nodes, random motions, okay, random everything. Before I forgot, let's just bake to keyframe for all of this. So it's baking animation nodes into a proper keyframe, and then you can, after you bake it, you can simply export it out. So that's really the basic idea. Sometimes what you need to do next is you need to ensure each and every object have UV. SVerchok cannot do UV yet, but you can select all the mesh, F3, smart UV, automatic UV. Okay, done. And by now you can delete all the you can delete everything else. You might need to bake the color, however. If you just export it as USDZ, bake the texture, and no need ambient occlusions. Let's try this. But if you export it out as GLB and USDZ, I know it's gonna work. If you bake the color into the vertices, that's also can work. I mean, this, oh yeah, this is actually working. I'm not sure about the animation. Last time I tested, it doesn't work. Export animations, export USDZ. Now, if this is working, you get like an AR assets that's already kind of like complete, because you have the whole process. You model it procedurally, just random stone, I know, but and then you randomly animate it and then randomly assign a shader. So that's the whole process. It's still doing the baking for each one of them. It's can be slightly slow, but you get the idea. Once it's become AR, you can just place it in real world. You can send it to your friend. So this is why I'm really excited about AR and this kind of thing, because you don't need to worry about lighting and applying rendering it out, because the render is actually real time. So that's the thing that's really excites me. So yeah, hopefully you find this interesting. The whole process, it's possible in Blender. You need SVerchok add-on, animation nodes add-on, cycles nodes is built in as a shader. Blender shader is really powerful, so that's one thing. And the workflow to make it into AR. So hopefully hopefully this is useful. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.